Hey guys, Stephen Talbot here with another MTG video. Today I'm going to do a speculation video, strictly speculation. I haven't done one in a while. There are two cards that I like from Theroes that are not your big named cards. They're not even in the $4 to $5 range. They are about $1 right now. The first one is Reaper of the Wilds. And I'll talk about why I like this as a spec. First, let's talk, you can see what the card does. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's look at the price. The price is pretty stable. That's a good sign that there could be movement. Whether it goes up, whether it goes down, that's obviously to be said. But really, at $2 in realistic terms, 90 cents on TCG, $1 on TCG, there's not much room to go down. But there is a potential to go up. I really like this card for a few reasons. It is, even though it's dual color, it is 4 mana for a 4/5. That I like a lot. Another thing is the scry ability. Whenever another creature dies, scry 1. This works extremely well with the ability to give Death Touch. But the most important thing I think about this card that I really like is the fact that you can give it hexproof. Now we know, if you look at what's the new Sphinx, Prognostic Sphinx giving hexproof, in the mirror match, blue-white, or even in, say, if you play one on Esper in the sideboard, which I don't think people are playing anymore. That card you really couldn't touch. Aetherling the same way. If you can't target it, you can't really kill it. It makes it a much better card, and the fact that you can give it Death Touch and make sure your opponent can't target it with things is very nice. Now, what are the reasons why this is not being played? I would have to assume that because you're going to play in a deck like Jund or in a deck like Rock, those decks are kind of being suppressed right now, as you can see. I looked at Mono Black, it wasn't in there. It made no sense. But anyways, Brian Kibler's been testing a lot of Rock. I seem to think that, Giza the Gorgon is a card that people don't even realize exists. That card is your board sweeper in that deck. This card on its own, if you're going to play, say, green-black, you would probably want Desecration Demon. On its own, though, this card is a very strong card. And I could see after rotation, kind of like how Desecration Demon was really hurt to Doom Traveler and Thragtusk. There's something, it might just be that there's a better card in the format right now. But if I were you guys, I wouldn't spend too much money on them. I would just go out and trade them. I guarantee you there are tons of people at your local card shop that have these. And because they're at a low price, what's the worst that could happen? You trade, a couple of 50-cent to 50-cent dollar cards for, maybe 20 or 30 of these, and these go down. I mean, really, what did you lose? A bunch of bulk rares? So I think this is a good investment in terms of, maybe buying a few if you can get them really cheap, and trading for a few. The next card is Underworld, and I can't spell, Underworld Cerberus. Now, I like this card because it's, again, and this, you can't really see if it's flattened out, but it's starting to flatten out at about $3. TCG is $1.50. I mean, right now, 20 cents. I mean, how can I go wrong with 20 cents? Probably could jump online right now and buy that. It's pretty cheap. But 20 cents, guys. I mean, so we'll call it the realistic terms of $1.50. These are unopened, which means people are supposed to open up a pack and find it for you, but that doesn't always happen. It's just a new way to say you're mint. Underworld Cerberus cannot be boxed up by 3 or more creatures. It's a 5 mana 6/6. It already means it's really pushing power right there, because they have to chump block or block with 3 creatures. Cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities. That doesn't have too much relevance, except for the fact that Whip can't target. Snapcaster's gone and all the flashback, but I could still see there being a few things in standard that may make this card a little better, but I would call this the downside of the card, but possibly the upside depending on what you're playing. When Underworld Cerberus dies, exile it. This means it doesn't get its trigger. It can't be affected. And each player returns all creature cards from his or her graveyard to his or her hand. Now, I do see the potential in playing this against a control deck. If you have a lot of creatures. The sad part about this right now is, playing this in a format that is full of aggro can really hurt you, especially if they're playing a lot of, say they're playing mono red. You really want to give them back their Fanatic of Mogus and their Ash Zealots and their all their cards that you just had to deal with. Now you have to deal with again because you lost a creature. The good news is it can really only be killed by a few cards straight up. Dreadbore is one of them. That's sorcery speed. You got Dreadbore. You have Hero's Downfall. I mean, there's a few, but there's also a lot of cards that can't be touched by. It can't be hit by Doomblade. It can't be hit by Ultimate Price. And that's kind of an upside, the fact that it's black. But like I said, in the future, this card could be a little bit better, and the fact that it's a mythic would make it its potential to rise a little bit greater if say both cards that I just mentioned, Underworld Cerberus and Reaper of the Wilds, were to jump up in price. This would probably go up a lot higher because there will be a lot less of these. Now, if I were you guys, same thing. I would trade for these. They're just, this card, I don't like as much. It's my second choice out of the two, but like I said, there are potential for both to go up, and they're both at they're starting to stabilize at a very steady price. The all-time high on this is $8, so you probably are never going to really see above that, but it could happen, guys. You spec on cards that are low and that are not in the spotlight. That's why so they have the potential to go up. Otherwise, you're going to say, well, I'm going to spec on something that's already stale. It may go up a couple bucks, but it may drop also $5. So you have to think about that stuff. So if you guys are saying that these are bad cards, I would understand that maybe you're not, maybe you're not thinking in the terms of speculation. But guys, these cards have potential. Also, I want to remind everyone about the giveaway tomorrow. I'll be doing that video tomorrow. I'm going to use a random number generator, and I'm going to say, if there's 10 people who comment, obviously there's more. If there's 10 people who commented, I'll pick 1 to 10. I'll write the names on a piece of paper, so you all get it. You all will see the names of the people. I will make sure that you guys can see that on my computer screen. I will do the random number generator. It will pick the winner, and then I will contact that person, or that person can, I will contact that person, and they can, we can figure out how I'm going to ship it to them. But anyways, guys, till next time, Stephen Talbot out. Like, subscribe down below. My video link to my 100 subscriber or 100 sub video giveaway will be in the description. Go watch that and subscribe and like and comment, do all that great stuff on that video also. Till next time, guys, Stephen Talbot out.